Yes, we do have a pipeline, and we have two projects that have already been financed through climate finance funds, through FUNERWA and through the ESME fund of the World Bank. Both these projects are under development right now. We have another one that I'm currently working on, which is to introduce a new technology into the country for hydro, and we are looking for funds for that. We've already started approaching other climate finance institutions, the likes of Electrify, EEP Africa. FUNERWA will eventually come as soon as the call opens. So we are engaging with funds so that we can reduce our risk on doing a feasibility at this point for a newer technology. Hydro projects have every hydro project has a different head and a flow, and invariably what happens with a project that has a low head and a high flow, those projects at a smaller scale are unviable because the structures are larger, equipment size is larger. And the government of Rwanda is right now trying to reduce their cost of electricity. So that means IPPs get a lower tariff. Now, if that's the case, my projects will not be viable using conventional technologies. So the only way to have developed this project was to adopt something that can reduce my structural cost and my equipment cost as well. So we are currently trying to adopt an Archimedes screw turbine, which is very different from the conventional hydro power turbines. It's a newer turbine that has just come about in the last 10 years. We already have the experience with climate finance from our past two projects, so we will be doing the same things again, but at the same time we are continually building capacity internally, and we will continue to do that. We are very much reliant on our own funds to at least an extent of 30% of the project cost. Actually more than 30%. So far our projects have been funded by a 35-65 debt equity ratio. So it's a significant quantum of money that comes from our own pocket. In the event that we find a gap in our equity investments, we try to reach out to some sort of other climate finance institutes that can help us fill that gap. And there could also be viability gaps that exist in projects, especially in LDCs like Rwanda. And if that happens, then we approach viability gap funds that can fill that gap, and we might replace debt or equity accordingly.